All right. Happy Sunday. It is stream time yet again. It's been a wild month and a wild last week. The new medallion for the Medallion Club I'm going to show off in a very short period of time. But it has also taken me significantly longer than most normal medallions do to do. And it was partially because I was trying to play with the design a little bit, make it a little bit more 3D, and it has some complications that arose. So yeah, that's been eating my life for the last little while, but I think it's worth it. So I will get to show that off in a little bit. Hopefully you've been enjoying the peaks that have gone up on the website. There's been some issues with the website, so I had to rehaul the peaks page entirely, which added to the fun. Yay! And that meant that I had to go in and redo the whole way the website worked for the Peaks page to get it to work on mobile and on desktop. It is a little bit nicer formatted on desktop, but I know most of you use mobile, and it's so challenging to try and find format layouts that work well for both, because what you need it to make it nice on desktop does not necessarily translate well to mobile, and the reverse. So anyway, we're dealing with it. So yeah, hopefully you're having an awesome Sunday. I have some exciting stuff to share that I can't share in full, but I can hint at. You guys love when I do that. For something coming up next week that I'll be able to tell you about as soon as I can. And yeah, it's been kind of crazy. So I know there's people that have been posting about the Briar Fest Best Customs contest and getting their entries ready for that. I can't remember when the deadline is. I think it's sometime this week, if I'm not mistaken. If you're looking for tickets to be able to pick your potential special runs, you need to buy your ticket by the 4th, which is Wednesday, if I am not mistaken. Yep. So 4th of June. And then, yeah, that's crazy that we're already in June. What the heck? What happened? Oh my God. It's already the 6th month of the 2025s. I don't understand. So anyways, let me see here. I wanted to show you guys, if I can pull it up here. Dun, 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 dun. I had the votes for the Fin resin, which happens to have been part of my nightmare for the week. So this is the Little Pebbles version of the Peterstone cob that I sculpted for them. Sorry, my light's absolutely atrocious. But that's the little guy that I'll be painting up that I did the poles for. And the poles are basically wrapped up at this point. I think they've kind of tapered out unless they go crazy again. But we definitely have a clear pulling out in front of everybody else. The roan and the gray fell to the last and second last places. So sorry to everybody who voted for those ones, but they're not in the top running. Which it's hard. I need more resins to paint, apparently. So those colors might show up in another form at some point, but because I really liked both of them. And there was a lot of other really good suggestions. I wish I could do 5,000 different things, but that's not how that works. So let me pop over here. Da, 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 da. So there are over 1,000 votes just on the studio page alone, and this is fairly well, the way the numbers worked out on the Ravers page and Modelholics, which were the other two places that I had this posted, it still works out that the runner up is the Silver Bay, which I actually have a picture of from Briarfest in 2015, which was my first Briarfest. So yeah, just came in just under the wire, but just pulling ahead. It's crazy that they were so neck and neck, but just pulling ahead is the Smoky Black Pearl, which is a very, very crazy cool color. I do have other pictures of this particular horse. I might riff off of the color a little bit and play with some of the ideas on him, but it's a really neat color, and it's a color I've never done before, so you guys just like torturing me, which is fun. But this guy was super cool. He was quite fun to play with. Let's see. And I'll see if I can pull up that picture from the Ravers page of, oops, doing the thing, it's not doing the thing, of the, I can't remember what his name was, Silver Bullet, I believe. Here we go. But he was at Briarfest in 2020 or 2015. So I took this photo because why would I not be drawn to that glorious hair? It is absolutely fantastic. So I might have to do something with this boy because so pretty. And I have a couple of other photos of him. He had a little mustache too. You can kind of see it in the photo there. So cute. Little mustache. Anyway, so cute. And then we were getting people saying Silver Bullet is the name. Christina Riley did a little micro of him. Super cute. And then, yes, people saying Silver Bullet. Mora's saying Love Bullet. So I'm assuming that she loves Bullet and his name is Silver Bullet. So yeah, makes kind of sense, I guess, that his name is Silver Bullet. He is a Silver Bay. So yeah, very cool. That was probably my favorite of all the colors, but there is a sick part of my brain that's like, ooh, smoky black pearl. That would be a wild and crazy color, and I don't even know how to do it. So that makes it even more enticing. So yeah, apparently that's the winner. So I am prepping this guy. Unfortunately, there are many, many, many bubbles. That whole top of the mane there that you're seeing, once it decides it wants to focus, which has been part of the bane of my existence this week. Nothing has been wanting to be very nice to me this week. Let's see if the camera will actually. It's like, no. You can kind of see there's like a weird shadow along the top of the hair. There we go. That is all bubbles. The whole top of the mane and the whole top of the butt was basically demolished with air bubbles. It was bad. So I didn't notice and I didn't anticipate that there was going to be that much prep work, but I'm going to have to basically resculpt the whole top of the mane to compensate for the fact that there are 5 bajillion bubbles. So yay, fun. That was supposed to be my side relaxing project. No, it's not relaxing. Sarah Jackson, hello, welcome to the stream. Katie, good morning. Andrea, hello. I don't know why I have like random accent now. It happens. Yeah, I think he's gonna look good in Smoky Black Pearl. I'm gonna have some artistic fun with that one, I think, and make it up as I go because I have no idea what even to start with. So I don't think I've ever done a double dilute before, let alone a smoky dilute pearl. No idea. It'll be fun. Carol says no sad face. Yeah, there was a couple people that put sad faces on there. I think there was one sad face and then one angry face. No idea. I don't know if they just pushed a weird button, but their vote didn't count, so Julie, hello, welcome. We have, he looks so much like Marcus on the Shenandoah mold. I agree. Like that color. And I think I actually have one right there. I can see him from here. It's just so pretty. And there's a really cool dustiness to the color that I really enjoy. So I definitely will have to do that on something at some point. I have been messing with this. What did we find? I'm in the wrong thing to show that. This popped up in my stream or in my feed, and it is far too delicious to not show. This is Lynn Castle's Caldwell, and she's been working a lot with the 2D style of painting. So you would paint the light into the model like you would a painting. And it's kind of cool because the background makes it look like a painting, but it's not. That's one of Sarah Mink's medallions, which is wild. I think she's calling it Desert Pearl. Like even the veins on the butt, like it all looks like a painting. It just messes with your head and I love it. I am 100% here for this. So that's super cool. There's really, really wonderful little lavender tones in there. And I don't necessarily like the bangs on this particular horse. It itches my brain cells, but the paint, ah, it makes me see paint can make you overcome even things you don't like on a sculpture. Ta-da! It's magic. It's like the combined magic of awesome people. So yeah, wrong lever. Exactly. um yeah, and just like the shadow on the bum. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's hard because when you're doing light like this, if you overdo it, it doesn't look real. But if there's a line and you can overblend it and then you lose the effect. So there's a line of like right on the money, and Lynn's getting like whew, right close to right on the money. It's just, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. She's worked on a few things. These are obviously pieces that don't have that necessarily the same effect, which is kind of interesting to see some of her normal pieces and then the medallions where she's taking it to a different artistic level. And I think it's taking it to a different realistic level. So yeah, check out her page. She is Snowdrift Studios. She did my boy. He's right there. Doo-doo. And a mini version. And then, of course, she painted Tiger Lily and Firestorm for Briar because I wasn't able to. So those colors are her babies. Yeah, so cool. Anyways, that just popped up in my feed, and I'm like, I gotta show that because it's so freaking cool. This also popped up, and I'm gonna try and be a little bit better at showing off what people are working on. But there's 5 million things that I'm tagged in, so I'll try and get to everybody as much as I can because I don't want the stream to go longer than it normally does. So I'm just trying to squeeze it in there. This is Emery Arnold. Took a wonderful picture of Tiger Lily and Firestorm. Speaking of Tiger Lily and Firestorm, on the beach, which is kind of fun. Let's see. This was a really cool post about how to pack clinkies so that they don't have pressure points and break. This was a really cool Fireheart custom. I like the tribal style markings and stripes on him. There we go. And he's got horns, which is kind of neat. Big dapples, just very striking. I think it's kind of a cool dude. And then Kelly's doing more faux F style customs. Kelsey New. She is Ninja Kitty Studios on Facebook and Instagram. So there was a Fireheart and a couple of other things that she was working on. I was apparently looking at flowers and they went in the wrong folder. And ramen eggs, apparently. How is this? Yeah, anyway. It's not what my brain looks like on the inside. This is really cool. So this is a somatic mutation, I believe, where you get the leopard Appaloosa and then you get patches of it, which are not at all leopard, but only on one side, which is really, really neat. I thought it was kind of cool. So it's not a bloody shoulder type deal, a little bit different. Maybe there's relation in the genetics. I don't dig deep into the genetic stuff, but very, very cool color. And I quite enjoyed that. So I saved it for you guys so I could show it off because it's been a while since I've done the social media sharing thing. So yeah, that's the thing. This is another one with the somatic mutation on its bum. Very similar in that it's only on the one side, which I think is not uncommon. But the other side is normal api-colored, which is kind of cool, especially with the varnish and then the varnish not kicking in. Sorry, I gotta back through it back to where we need to go. Another Juggernaut by Megan Lorelei, which is Avaway Creations. Let's see if I can find them in here. Lots of cool stuff. There's so many artists and so much cool stuff going on that it can be really challenging to try and hone in on, like, I can only show so much stuff on the stream. But if you see stuff, tag me. I'll try and add it to folders. And then I'm going to, at some point, probably make these folders public. So you can go in and see. I can save things that have won stuff. I can save things that people are working on. And kind of cool that way. So yeah, very, very cool. I love the blue eye. This works so well with this Roan Palomino color. Love it. Good job, Megan. All right. So hit the wrong button. Wrong lever. Wrong accent. It's supposed to be Venezuelan and it's English-ish. Anyway, it's okay. My grandmother was English and I've got weird stuff in my background, so we got rid of it all. So yeah, I guess on that note, do I have any other weird updates? Life has kind of like been you guys know. I just told you. We have a whole bunch of Medallion Club anniversaries that are carrying over from the old club. So a whole bunch of you are getting your anniversary packages this month with extra goodies and all that. Hi Kim, how's it going? Good morning. And that'll be kind of cool. And then most of you saw the sticker. Maybe I should do. Okay, I will do all of the club stuff in 2 seconds. Well, a minute. But I wanted to let you guys know that there's something exciting coming next week. It is not a sale thing, so don't worry about your pocketbooks. Speaking of sales, the boys went and were sold and they are finding new homes, which is very cool. They're heading out this week. So the Noki Artist Proof sold and the Aussie with the Bat Wings sold. So they are finding new homes. They were in auctions starting at 99 cents. So it all up to you guys as to what they go for, which is kind of cool. It gives people the opportunity to maybe catch a good deal, which is always nice in this economy. So yeah, I just totally derailed my brain. Sales. It's not a sale thing next week. So next week I am doing a very cool thing and I will take many, many photos and I will share them with you. That is all I can tell you for now. There might be something about it in the packages that are going out for the Medallion Club. Just a little spoiler of what I'm up to. By the time you guys get that, I will probably have already, well, it might be right on the cusp. You might be getting your boxes as soon as I do the thing. But there'll be lots of photos and lots of stories, and I'll tell you about it on the next stream next Sunday. So I'm very excited. I can't ruin it. Yeah, very excited. That's all I'm gonna say. It might lead to really cool art. Very cool. So, anyways, Marty, hi, how's it going? Come in, Kimberly. You ready to once I'm getting like I can't speak English because I'm so excited. Yeah, I gotta charge the crap out of my camera, and this is gonna be awesome. So, yes, things. All right, now if you don't want the club spoiled, you're welcome to wander off. I'm going to be showing the sticker and I'm going to be showing the medallion. So run away if you can. You have 3 seconds. I love you. Don't feed trolls. See you later. Okay. So if you have left the chat, the people still in the chat and still watching get spoilers. So I have the envelopes prepared for the sticker club. They contain, and also the Medallion Club boxes will contain the awesome holographic armored unicorn heading off for battle in a glossy finish, as you can tell by the fact that the sticker is glowing. But you can see the bridle and his eye are all holographic as well. And then most of the armor, with the exception of the feathering, is all pretty well tinted in gold as well. So in the right light, you can see that there is a little bit of a gold differentiation, which is kind of cool. I really like this guy. He's kind of cool. I might have to make a medallion. So if you want to see a medallion of this one, let me know because it might be a thing. There's also another thing in the packages going out that will impact club members. So keep your eyes open for your boxes and packages. It will be in the newslettery thing that is going in all the envelopes. I will also be posting that digitally so that anybody that wants to read it that didn't get it can read it. If you are in the Mighty Mini Club, that would be the case for you guys. You would have gotten your initial package, which I didn't tell you were going to get, with an extra sticker in it. So if you're a new club member, you get your character sticker mascot for your tier. Even if you're in the Mighty Minis and you don't normally get physical rewards, I still send you one of these and whatever the current newsletter is. And then going forward, Mighty Minis will get digital access to stuff online. But if you're new, you get a sticker. Oh, Andrea, that'd be so cool. The Alberta Wild Horses is definitely something I've wanted to do for a while, but I cannot tell you what I'm doing. It is all secrets. And I know to go see the baby at the barn. I haven't even got to see Turbo in 2 weeks. Sneaky peeky. Okay. Medallion Club gets the sticker too. Yeah, so the Medallion Club, if you wanted the sticker in between your boxes is where you needed the upgraded club, but you get one of these. There are a couple of extras of this and last month's sticker, so I'm going to start, like, offer these to you guys once you get your boxes. And if you want another one, you can. And then we'll go from there. So yeah, my goodness, my brain, I gotta catch it. It's running too fast today. I had 3 hours of sleep. I woke up at 2. We went to bed at midnight, woke up at 2, and then I was asleep for 2 hours, woke up, and was up for another like 3 or 4 hours, and then got another like hour and a bit of sleep. So my brain is not in its best self currently. So yeah, that's the thing. Medallion. Yes, I said keep an eye out for the newsletter. Medallion time. All right. So this one I had hinted at that it is a little bit nostalgic. It is my take on a very popular inspiration for most of us model horse type people and horsey lovers and unicorn lovers. And yes, this box is very corny because it is filled with 2 unicorns. So without further ado, dun, da, 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 if I can get the light to make her look reasonably nice. So it's not going to even try to play nice with me today. This is our lovely. She actually has quite, so the whole nose is 3D, and you can see part of her face there. I'll post better pictures on the reveal page for the Medallion Club because this is not doing her justice at all. But she has that kind of magical turn going on, and then the mane and the tail are like drifting in the breeze very magically. And she's a little bit challenging to photograph, which is partially why the pictures haven't gone up. She was a double bind in the mold, so there's a video that I'm editing for you guys that will show how I deal with something like that in a mold. So what a double bind means is that the horn goes in like this and the nose goes in like this, and there's no possible way for you to pull her out like this and like that at the same time. So I actually had to make an incision along the bottom of the jaw to release her from the mold, and had to basically soft set like I would a venti resin or a normal 3D resin to make sure that everything cast appropriately. So it took me 10 times longer than it should have for a normal medallion. Let's see if it'll zoom in. Goodness gracious. The camera's like, that is white. I cannot see white. She's got a really nice soft eye. She's still a little bit stylistic. And then the tail's meant to be kind of like, well, if you were watching the peaks, kind of reminiscent of the waves that the unicorns were coming out of in the movie. She does have cloven toes. And then her feathers. So yeah, super, super sweet. She's going to be so fun to paint up. And then lion tail, obviously. So this was the one that I had to kind of stylistically change a little bit. She was a full body piece originally, and then I realized she wasn't going to quite fit in the mold, or, well, she'd fit in a mold, but she wouldn't fit in the boxes to ship her to you guys if I ended up making her as big as I wanted to make her. So there is a limit to what I can do for sizing because it exponentially grows not only the casting cost, the mold cost, and then the shipping cost, and then the boxes. It's just anyway. So yeah, I'm very bad at making them way bigger than they should be. But anyways, so this is her. I'm very excited. And then each of them, because of her horn, I'm wrapping them individually to make sure that the horns are nice and secure and that they'll make every transit happily. She is about just under one whole right face. That's a thing. But I'll post better pictures because it's really hard to see all of her goodness if the camera decides that my hands are more interesting, which are covered in the remnants of the world. So yeah, that is her. I will be posting, like I said, a better photo on the reveal page for the club. And if you go to chrysalisstudios.com, which is here, and you can hit clubs up here and then down into peaks. And this is what I mean about the website for the desktop being so much better. So much better. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Shows the sticker reveal, a little bit of information about the sticker, and then it shows the peaks with a little bit of information about each of them, so you can kind of see the detail a little bit better in these. And then I'll post the reveal here. The story I have queued and ready to go, so once I post that picture, then you'll be all good to go. You get to see all the goodness. And then I'll send out an email probably today or tomorrow letting everybody know that they're about to ship, and you might get your tracking today, which would be very exciting. Nothing can actually go to the post office until tomorrow, at least not for American orders, because my shipper does not open on the weekends anymore. They decided that they weren't going to do that. And then Canada Post, I think, might still be striking or not striking, so I have to reach out to my Canadian wonderful club members and let them choose what they want to do, because Canada Post is just lighting itself on fire. Yeah, so hopefully you like her. I put a lot of like the juju into her. There was a lot of wonderful memories, and like I watch the movie at least once a year, every year for eternity, and I just really, really like all of it. And it was one of the things that inspired me to create was unicorns. There was a lot of enchantment in that. It was, you guys will see it in the story when I post that. The blog post on the members page also has a let's see, Mambas. As I try and remember what the password is. So let's go to the blog. And I will show this quickly. So if you're on the blog, go to the members page, log in, and it's this post at the bottom, why I sculpt horses. That tells you a little bit more about why specifically unicorns, but you guys kind of get it because, you know, we're all horse lovers. It works out. Yeah, so that is the majority of the things that are going on. Sorry that the lighting does not like white medallions, but hopefully you love her when you see photos of her, and you love her even more in hand. It was very cool to just play with a little bit more of a 3D nature with her and give you some kind of cool magical stuff with her sculpture. So yeah, that's been that. I did make a post about my first custom. That's this little guy right here, and kind of how he was a big divide from where I wanted to be, and talked about that gap a little bit of I definitely didn't think that this was a very good horse, and I had epoxy fails with it, and it was a whole thing. But that if I would have stopped here because of the divide between where I wanted to be and where I am, then we wouldn't have a lot of cool stuff that I've done over the years. And I wouldn't have had as much fun as I've had up to this point. Not saying at all that the hobby is easy all the time. It's definitely not. There's definitely stuff and drama and cliquey stuff and all the rest of it. Sometimes it feels like high school all over again. So maybe I'll chat about that more on other streams. I had a lot of thoughts about maybe addressing that this stream, but I don't think that now is a good time. We have lots of medallion stuff to do, and it's a nice, fluffy, good note to have, like the motivation from, like, oh, this is good. We can do the thing. You can go from this to awesome stuff. And I don't really want to feed the trolls, so there's always that, and working that out. So I guess on that note, if you are feeling discouraged by anything in the hobby, hopefully that post helped, or you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to chat with you or whatever. I'm not necessarily 100% the most social human being, so that makes things challenging, but that's okay. I try really hard. If I'm weird when you interact with me, I'm just weird. I'm coming to appreciate that is just how I am. I had a conversation with people the other week. They were mentioning something about their garden, and I was talking about our cherry tree that we just planted and how I want to take the cherry tree and graft onto it, and because they were complaining that their apple tree only has one type of apple on it. And I said, well, you could graft more types of apples onto it, and I have a cherry tree, and I'm going to put apricots and plums on it, and maybe even try peaches and different kinds of cherries, because you can. And it won't necessarily work, and these are the conditions that it might work and might not work, and I could just see their eyes glaze as they were like, how do you know all this information? And this is way too much information. But at the same time, there are no air brakes on my brain, so I could see the train wreck happening and I could not shut the mouth hole. So neurospicy for the win. So yeah, that's a thing. We definitely need a shirt that says "Don't feed the trolls," with maybe like a little fuzzy troll. Oh, fuzzy troll pony. Okay, there's a thing that might have to happen now. So yeah, that's the thing that popped in my brain. So anyways, like I was saying, if I'm weird in an interaction or just not very, yeah, it's I I don't know. I try really hard and I try to be nice and I try to social properly, but it doesn't always work. So just know that my heart's in the right place and I try. So yeah, that's the thing. So on that note, the cherry tree. If you're ever interested in like a 50 fruit tree, there's places in the States that sell them and they're very cool and my brain can't stop. So that's kind of neat. And depending on the stock of the base plant, you can make things dwarf or you can make things more hardy, all sorts of fun stuff. So this is a Romeo dwarf cherry tree. So slightly sour, love it, with a little bit of sweet. Um, and yeah, my weird brain can't do the not tangents thing, which is why the model horses thing works really, really well, because I can dive in as deep as I want in all sorts of different rabbit hole directions and have a blast. And if I chat about it to you guys, at least with the horse stuff, sometimes with the off the normal beaten path things, you like the hyperfixations, which I appreciate. Lets me let it out because I can't let it out everywhere because the normie people just their brains melt. It's very hard sometimes with normal people, but you guys mostly understand. I think most of you are in the same bucket of whatever this is. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna try put a whole bunch of things on it when it gets bigger. It is a very baby plant, so it is big now. But I will take maybe pictures of my garden when everything starts to come alive a little bit. The peonies will bloom for the first time. We have currants. I don't know what color they are. We have 2 different kinds of raspberries. I don't know what kind they are. I don't remember what survived. I just planted things. Some survived, some didn't. And it'll be a magical surprise, like the peonies. I have no idea what color they are. So that's my brain. Hopefully that explains some of my weird. But anyways, we will save some of that weird for next week. I will tell you about what I've been up to that's happening next week very soon. That'll be at least on the stream. I probably won't be able to contain it for that long. And I will be sending boxes and envelopes off to some of you. So be excited for that. And then new club stuff will be peaking soon, sticker and all the rest of it. You won't get the medallion till later, but you'll probably get the sticker about mid-month, I'd imagine, at least for peaks. Alrighty, guys, I will. It's fun to make brains melt. There is also that. There is also a satisfaction of like, at least I'm interesting. I don't know. Anyway, I will let you guys go and we will chat next Sunday and I will see you then. Okay. And I'll post publicly when I have the reveal up on the website so that you guys can all take a peek at the proper pictures instead of the camera doesn't want to do the thing and that just makes her look like a serial killer. So yeah. Okay. Love you guys. Don't feed trolls. I have to make a troll pony now. I will see you guys later. Try not to get distracted by troll ponies. Don't feed them. Don't feed the troll ponies. They will get fat. Don't feed the trolls. Don't